Good morning, everybody. How are you? It is Saturday morning, and I just got out to the shop. I didn't talk about this yesterday, and I meant to, but I listened to The Year of the Cat, and it hit me while I was listening. There's another Al Stewart song called Time Passages. That's not on this album. Year of the Cat is a nice song. I like it. I always have liked it. The rest of the album, it's easy listening rock, but once again, I got it in the dollar bin, so I'm not disappointed that there's only one decent song on it because that's the song I bought it for. Noiseworks, not too bad. I was not really super impressed with it. It's okay. It's decent music, but it just didn't have anything that just sort of reached out and grabbed you. Benatar, I am through side one. I'm going to start side two today. It is an in-concert album, so you've got the crowd screaming in the background. The neat thing about it is the music is not perfect. You know, like when you go to a concert and you've listened to the record, but it sounds a little different. It's got that concert sound, which is really cool, and I'm enjoying that. A lot of great songs on there, so we're going to finish Benatar today. It's hard to finish the music because I'll start it, let it play while I set up, and then I'll have to pause it to come film something because I did the work on my bandsaw yesterday, and I went ahead and got these blanks. I got it cut and it's tubed, and I'm ready to take it over to the disc sander there and go ahead and square the blanks up, and we'll be going to the lathe here. I think I need to probably work on my skew just a little bit, just to kind of strop it, get it in good shape, and then we'll be ready to start turning, and I will be filming that for you guys. So what else will I do today? I don't know yet. Primary objective is get this pin turned, get this pin filmed, then we'll see what else is out here. I don't want to start too much because I know I'm not going to be able to finish it, and it kind of stinks if you start something, you know, like when you do the video, you get it partially started. Like I've got a video, we were talking about this last night. We were talking about, you know, movies that are so terrible they're good. Movies like Tucker and Dale versus Evil, movies like The Evil Dead, and I received a blank from a viewer from The Evil Dead. The Shed, I don't know if you guys know what that is. I have not seen that movie. I did see Tucker and Dale. But The Evil Dead is about a guy who has a chainsaw mounted to his arm, right? It's a horror movie. And he lives in like a little old shed out in the woods. And after the movie, they did two of them, The Evil Dead 1 and 2. And after the second one, they tore the shed down. And of course, the wood had some wormholes in it or bug holes, you know, because it was just made of pine. Movie sets are always made just as quickly and cheaply as possible. And I have a certificate of authenticity, and I have the blank from that movie. And Mike DeLalter was over, and this has been, I bet, 2 years ago. And I started the hello and welcome to the shop. You know, hey, I got this blank, and I had my certificate from the Evil Dead. And about that time, the chainsaw comes in from the side, and I set the blank on the chainsaw, and it goes out, right? Well, that's been 2 years ago. Mike has since finished it. He sent me the blank back. I've got it over here on my maker's cart. I just haven't got to turning it yet. And I'm sitting there thinking, you know, I probably didn't have a beard when I did that. You know, I probably looked a couple years younger. I mean, it's going to be such a time jump. So it's better if you can kind of start a video and see it through in a day or two, as opposed to something that you start and, because like I said, I don't know how long I'll be out of the shop as of the end of this weekend. So tomorrow is my last day to really do shop time. And I have a live for my patrons tomorrow. And then we are going to record an episode of You Made That. I wanted to try to get a YouTube live in this week, but I haven't had time to put it together. As soon as I know when I'm back in the shop, that'll be my first priority, is to get a YouTube live for you guys. And I'll try to give you a heads up as far in advance as I can for that. I think that's about it right now. So I'm going to get the record player fired up, and I'm going to get over here and start cleaning my blank up, squaring it up. And the next thing I'll do is film and turn. All right, I'll keep you posted. Hey everybody, how you doing? It's been a long time from the first few minutes of video that I shot until now. I started to work, and then my son came out to mow the grass, so I went out and did some trimming and worked in the yard, and we had to chase bunnies. The neighbor had a nest of 4 little bunnies in their yard, and of course they scattered when she was mowing her grass, so our yard had bunnies everywhere. So my kids were grabbing bunnies and putting them into a bucket temporarily while my son cut grass so they didn't hurt any of them. Well, then they didn't want to let the bunnies go, and I kept telling them, guys, these are not domestic rabbits, these are wild rabbits. We can't keep them. They're not meant to be kept by people. They're meant to be free. So finally, you know, my kids are animal lovers. I mean, they just love animals. They sit there and loved on the bunnies. They were rubbing their ears. They had them falling asleep in their hands, and it's like, But finally they did let them go, so they're out in the backyard running around now that it is safe. And hopefully next week they'll be big enough or have moved into a bush area or somewhere where we won't have to worry about them. So that took a lot of time. So it's been a busy day. But I came back out and I turned the cap. Where did I put it? Oh, it's over here. Sorry. I turned the cap of the pin. This is one of my Chaos blanks. It's going to go on a Classic Elite. And as I was preparing to turn the body, I noticed that since I glued pieces together, one of the pieces was below the level of the bushings. I went ahead and turned it just for good measure, just to make sure I was right, and I was. It looked terrible, so I went ahead after that and I just turned it off of the tube. I grabbed another Chaos blank, and I've already got it tubed up. The epoxy's on it. It's drying. I'll probably let it sit till tomorrow before I square it. So the cap will not match up with the base. However, it's a Chaos blank. Go figure. It shouldn't match up, right? You know, Chaos is better. But anyway, I probably will turn that tomorrow and we'll finish the pin tomorrow. It was going great. The cap turned like a dream. It was super fast, sanded nice, looks great. It's ready for finish, but I'm waiting until I get the body turned. What I'm working on now is, while I was gluing that other blank up, here's what happens, okay? I want to glue it up. So I go over to my workbench and I get a roll of tape and I put tape down on my tabletop. Then I go over to my cabinet over here and I get my matches, stick matches, because I use those to mix the epoxy. Then I remembered, oh, I need Play-Doh to put in the tube. So I go back over here to this drawer, grab the Play-Doh, and while I'm over there, I grab a piece of sandpaper I used to rough the tubes, which I didn't really need because I roughed them on the lathe. And also, while I was over there, did I say I grabbed my epoxy? I think I did. I grabbed the epoxy, and I ran back there and grabbed my pin insertion tool. So all of those things, I'm all over the shop to get those, and I thought, you know what? This is stupid. I have got a bucket full of scrap wood over here from whenever I made my chairs out back. Let's make a little container, a little carry-all container that I can put all of my glue-up stuff in. So I gathered everything that I need to do a glue-up. I've got my tape that I put down on my bench. I've got my epoxy I put on the tape. I've got my matchsticks that I mixed with. I've got the Play-Doh to go into the tubes. That's my pieces. I always keep a little piece of sandpaper that I rough with, and when that wears out, I just add another one. And I've got my pin insertion tool, which I figure will probably stick something like this in the back. I haven't quite figured it out 100%. This is a rough drawing. This is drawing 1, so forget that one. This is drawing 2, and I thought, well, a little box with a handle down the middle. You've got the tape on the left. You've got your epoxies, your Play-Doh up front, your matches in the back, and then maybe a flat plate back here that I can drill holes in and stack something like that. I can't think of anything else that I need to do a glue up. This is everything for the glue up. And then, so basically I've got everything for the bandsaw to get the blank ready. And then I've got everything for a glue up, and that could just be in a little bit. I like to have a handle that comes up that I can just kind of grab it and just set it somewhere, but all that stuff stays together because I don't use it anywhere else, right? It's only used for glue ups. So I think that's what I'm going to tinker with today while the glue dries on that other blank. If it goes well and then that happens fast, I may try to turn a pin this afternoon. I've got a couple of blanks over here that I've started. You know, they are the ones that you guys picked a while back. The True Stone blank and this hybrid blank that are for the Taylor Murfield kits. They're ready to be turned, but I'm just, like I said, I'm not. I turned well. It went great. I had no issues, but I just feel like doing something else, right? I mean, I've got this bandsaw on my mind, this organization thing. So we're going to play around with that a little bit and just see what we can come up with. I'm not expecting anything great. It doesn't have to be beautiful. It just has to contain all those items and keep them together so that I can move them anywhere throughout the shop. Pick one thing up and I'm ready to glue up no matter where I am or where I go. So let's get busy. Well, it's been a good day in the shop. I just got done listening to that Three Dog Night album. It's Three Dog Night's Greatest Hits. I scored on this one. This thing was incredible. So many great songs on that album. Not a skip on it. It's perfect. I also listened to Red 7. That's this album. Wasn't impressed. Thank God I only paid $1 for it. And then I finished up Pat Benatar, and Pat Benatar was great because being that it was a concert album, it kind of reminded me of the early 90s. I went to see Pat Benatar. She opened up for Styx at a show here in Evansville, and it was a fantastic concert, and it was very reminiscent of that because of the crowd and just how the music sounds in concert. It was a great album, scored big on that one. I've only got one album left, and that is the Star Spangled Banner album. I thought I'd put it on just for fun and listen to it. I just couldn't pass that one up, so that's going real well. Let me show you what I'm working on here over on the bench. It's a little box I'm putting together out of some scrap wood. I've got the two outside corners glued up. We'll eventually, when they dry, bring them in and glue the bottom into the box. And then I've got a piece down the center that sort of divides front to back and gives you a carrying handle. And this divides off. You'll kind of see more as I go, but this divides off the side here where the tape goes. In the front will be the epoxy and the Play-Doh, and the back will be my matchbooks. And then these two little pieces here form the sides of a box where my pin insertion tool will set. So everything I need for a glue up is going to be in this cute little carrying case. So I don't have to run around the shop looking for parts. I am recording the caddy, but I'm not recording the cuts. I'm not talking about the measurements. I'm just basically talking about putting the caddy together. It's probably going to be a 3 or 4 minute video just to give people an idea, because not everybody is going to need exactly what I need or use exactly what I use. I think every shop is going to be just a little bit different. So I really just want to give the idea, and then each and every one of you can take that idea and exploit it in your own shop to meet your own personal needs and to make you more efficient with your glue ups. So I hope you guys like it. I don't know when I'll put it out. It just depends on how quickly I can get it edited. But yeah, I'm really excited about it, and I can't wait to see the finished caddy. Tool caddy's really coming together. This piece here, sorry, I needed a snack. This piece here is not glued in. It's just in there so that I could clamp. I found it was best to glue one piece at a time. And when you glue too much, then it tends to slip and slide. So what I'll do is, once this has been setting for about 15 minutes, I'm going to go turn a blank. That'll give it probably another 20 minutes or so, maybe 30. And it should be good and cured, the glue. And then I'll go ahead and pop this out, put glue on both sides, and get it back in there and put the clamps on this side as best as I can to hold that in place. But yeah, this is the side right here where the epoxy and the Play-Doh will go. This is the side where the matchbook will go. And this little container is for the pin insertion tool. So I'm really excited about how it's turning out. I shot some video footage for it. I don't know if it'll actually turn into a video or not. I did not do any of the measuring, any of the cutting, any of the dimensions. I didn't do any of that stuff because it's custom to me, right? I mean, and it's going to be different for everybody's shop. So I think if I do a video, it'll just be kind of introducing the idea so that people can take it and run with it. But my epoxy has been drying all day. It's probably 6-7 hours. I know it's a 24-hour full cure, but I've squared up that other blank, the body blank of the Chaos for the Classic Elite, and I'm going to head over to the lathe and turn it as soon as I finish my popsicle. Well, I just finished up this pin. It is a Classic Elite with a Chaos blank. Boy, we had some issues with this one. We had to do a couple of last-minute adjustments and changes, dig some parts out. I came up with a new tip that I show you guys in the video. I'm not going to talk about any of that here. You're going to have to wait for it and watch the video to get those, but I think you'll enjoy it. I'm heading back over to remove the clamps from my box. Just time to take these off. I think that looks really nice. I'm going to go ahead and get it loaded up, and then I'll shoot my closing video for that project. And I think that's going to be a really handy thing to have. That's going to make things way more efficient in the shop. Hey everybody, I already shut the shop down when I realized that I didn't close this video out. Shop's done for the day. I got me a XXX root beer here. Going to enjoy this. I'm going to grab a shower. Dinner is coming up shortly, but had a great day in the shop. I did a lot of just kind of cleaning up in between organizing and working on that one blank. I could have done a lot more turning, but man, I was happy just doing what I was doing because it's something I've wanted to do for a while. I really enjoy that little caddy I made, and I'm excited to use that. I'm excited about having my bandsaw set up, and I think I'm going to work on probably my belt sander next. I don't know exactly what I'll do to it, but you know, that I'm thinking I may buy another one of those magnet bars and just attach it to the front of that cabinet and just stick all my implements that I use right there. So we'll see how that goes. You know, that may be what I do. I don't know. We'll find out the next time I come to the shop. I've had a great day. I want to thank you for hanging out with me, and I'll see you again real soon, maybe as soon as tomorrow. Take care. Have a great evening, and cheers.